Hey, what's up, mandatory friends? Remember, if you like the content, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. We also do appreciate you following us on our social media channels. Remember, if you're watching this on YouTube, you could also support us on the audio side. We're there wherever you find, your shows, podcasts, wherever you stream them, Spotify, Apple, we're there. Give us a 5-star, leave a rate and review. That helps the channel grow as well. And if you've already done all of that, thank you so much for being a day one. And remember, this is an interactive show. So if you got comments, drop them in the chat. We're going to be getting into a lot of news. We're going to be talking about the Zurdo Benavidez card. Of course, David Benavidez going up to cruiserweight. And there's been a little bit of more, I don't want to say drama, but some changes to the undercard that we're going to talk about. Charlo. Other than that, though, I see Brian put his head down. We did see a great card this past weekend in terms of big names like Arnold Barbosa, Gabriela Fandora, Oscar Collazo. They all fought this past weekend. We're going to talk a little bit about that card. But Brian, I think the biggest news is that Top Rank finally has a broadcast deal. Now, you kind of predicted this in saying that you could see Top Rank going the route of going to DAZN. They have officially signed a multi-year broadcast deal, and this comes after their long run with ESPN, which ended in 2025. I believe the last card on that one was like in June. And so it's been a minute since they've actually had a deal. They've been on Tubi. They've been everywhere. But now they have an official deal. It's 8 to 10 fight cards per year. And DAZN is paying roughly $1 million to $1.25 million per event. And this is going to be absolutely crazy for DAZN because not only do they have Top Rank now, they have Golden Boy, they have Matchroom, they have Queensberry. They are like the home of boxing right now. And it's a little bit of a different route, I'd say, that I thought Top Rank would take. I thought they were going to go for the traditional broadcast deal. But as you know, they were also rumors that they were trying to go back to ESPN. But just your thoughts on this deal, Brian. And of course, you've brought up, you're sharing the screen with all the details.
First off, you mentioned a bunch of fights, but as Jesus notes in the comments, we cannot forget Naji Lopez with the gutsiest performance in boxing this year, nearly losing, had a fucking terrible eye injury, comes back and stops Manuel Gallegos in another Pro Box TV banger. That is the best performance I've seen this year from a comeback standpoint, from a just throwing it out on the line, going after it. Like Naji Lopez is a legit contender at light heavyweight. I don't know if he's perfect. I don't know if he beats Bivol. I don't know about any of that shit. He is tough as fuck.
Yeah.
Like just straight up, just tough as fuck. That to me was like one of the things that is also worth bringing up for this weekend. We'll get to more this weekend in a little bit. As far as this deal goes, not surprised. It seemed like TV, I don't know if it's passed boxing by because Zuffa does have a deal, but we know why Zuffa has a deal. We've talked about all the reasons why. Zuffa doesn't have a deal based on merit. They don't have it based on proof of concept. They just have a deal based on how a lot of these deals get done. It's just relationships. And if you pay attention to what's going on at CBS now, there's currently a strike going on with some of the workforce who have walked out. Bari Weiss is running that shit to the ground, and their daytime programming hasn't performed this poorly in a while. So hint, hint. Like it's just all going down from that standpoint. but they overpaid for MMA and they have this Zuffa deal based on their relationships. Top Rank didn't go the same route, it appears. Now, Dan Raphael notes that I'm going to pull this up here because Boxing Insider had this in the story. Was it Dan Raphael that noted this, or was it somebody else? But basically, that DAZN, yeah, here we go. He did report this.
Yeah.
Top Rank is simultaneously negotiating a second deal that could see a return to ESPN, longtime partner ESPN. And this arrangement would give Top Rank the avenues to produce on both platforms. So they would have the TV deal and then the streaming deal, which is interesting because like ESPN, as we know, also has streaming.
Yeah.
But that is another wrinkle to this too. I'm not counting on that, and we could just talk about what is. And what is that Top Rank is going to be on DAZN. If you're a boxing fan, you kind of have to have DAZN now. You have to sit through Todd Grisham. You have to sit through the many announcers there who I know y'all don't love, and I would say it's not my favorite broadcast. I would hope that Christina Poncher, who was actually doing the Pro Box TV card, gets to join as part of Top Rank, gets to be on the DAZN broadcasts for our sake, right? I hope that Timothy Bradley gets some look there. I know people are split on Timothy Bradley. I find him wildly entertaining, even though some of the things he says are ridiculous. But sometimes he be right. More than given credit for. Bernardo Osuna, so on and so forth. So I don't know where that lands with the broadcast perspective, but with the boxing perspective, I mean, I think ESPN's broadcast is better than DAZN. I don't think DAZN has the best broadcast at all. I just think because they're streaming and they have good relationships and they're willing to invest in boxing, that they're getting all these things. And this comes down to who is willing to invest in boxing right now. And it's not that many people, be it for fights, be it for coverage, so on and so forth.
I'll say this. I think Top Rank wanting to go back to ESPN makes sense, but if I'm Top Rank, I'm not feeling them. You know why? There was a lot of big fights on the last, I want to say, post-COVID, so the last 5 years, and they weren't even on ESPN or ESPN2. They were on ESPN Plus, and they were shafted to ESPN Plus. I'm not saying ESPN Plus is a bad thing, but not everybody has ESPN Plus. You got to go online. You got to do a bunch of stuff to get ESPN Plus sometimes.
Do you think more people have ESPN Plus or DAZN?
ESPN Plus, because it's offered free. It's usually offered free if you have ESPN. Then you should
cheaper. Yeah.
Plus. But I think but here's the thing. It depends where you are. If you're outside of the US, you probably for sure have DAZN. I probably guarantee that you have DAZN if you're a boxer
for sure
outside the US. I think so. I mean, I have it. I'm paying for it because not only do you get boxing, you get NFL Sunday Ticket. You get Premier League. Now they have NCAA sports on there. Like, it's not just boxing now. They've actually made it a better service. And in terms of like accessing it, how it streams, it's actually a good platform and it's gotten better. But the price of it has obviously jumped higher. Now, in terms of how they deal with pay-per-views, I think it's whack, because that's not what DAZN initially said. They said, hey, we're going to give you a subscription service. And remember, it was at as low as like $13 a month at one point. It's like $30 a month right now. You know what I mean? Like, you're paying a hefty price for it, but you're getting all of this stuff at the same time. Now they're throwing Top Rank in there. And I'm like, usually I pause my subscription when the NFL season is over, but I'm like, I'm just going to keep it because now Top Rank is there. So they do give you a lot of fights. You can get boxing there all of the time, which I absolutely love. But, in terms of traditional TV, which Zuffa, I mean, they stream a lot of the Zuffa stuff on Paramount Plus. That's where it is. And not a lot of people I know have Paramount Plus. Brian, do you know a lot of people that have Paramount Plus?
No.
Exactly. This is what I'm saying. Like, I don't know anyone that has Paramount Plus up where I'm at. And so it's like, it's not even like they're on like the CBS network. Like, we're going to see a bunch of March Madness.
They will be. Some of the cards, like the silly ass White House card that they're going to have, that'll definitely be on mainline CBS.
Yeah, for sure. Let's get to a quick comment here really
We got a
quickly.
bunch. Yeah, let's do it.
Ryan Shepard, good friend of the show, by the way. Been a minute, Ryan. We're happy you're here. ESPN Plus approximately has 24.1 million, and DAZN reportedly has 20 million. I'll say this though,
Why did you say
ESPN Plus.
DAZN?
I don't know. I just it's just easier sometimes. um, it was originally $99 a year in the US. Yeah, but that was for the whole year. Right now, it's like you're paying $240 a year. That's a lot of bread. You know what I mean? Like
That's like almost double my Grammarly subscription. Jesus.
Yeah. I didn't even know you use Grammarly, but now it all makes sense. Okay, Foxy.
Gotta correct the error. I write too fucking much. You know what I mean?
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, Foxy. Agree about this DAZN broadcast though. Needs to improve, and it's been the case for years. I think they'll have the original top ranked people on the broadcast. I do.
I hope so.
Because
I'm not shitting on Todd Grisham, but I've followed him since the WWE. You know what I mean? Because I was a wrestling fan when he was there. I still consider myself a wrestling fan. And just, you know, I play Undisputed on with the volume on 2, so I could just listen to pods while I play. I don't listen to the announcing in Undisputed, in which he is the play-by-play announcer. Johnny Nelson's a commentator too. And Undisputed we should talk about because they dropped some bullshit this week.
Oh yeah, it's terrible, yo.
We should talk about it at some point, but maybe I'll put somebody in the comments remind me, please.
If we got a couple of like minutes today, we'll do it because obviously, like, we're gonna talk about a bunch of stuff, but that's a thing too.
That was infuriating. But yeah, I'm glad Top Rank has a deal.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed it's with the Zone, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's better than Tubi though. You know what I mean? Like the Tubi thing is crazy.
Tubi's free for the consumer. You know, like
that's true.
I'm thinking about you watching this, just you the boxing fan watching this. Would you rather pay for the Zone or would you rather just go Tubi app or Tubi.com and just boom, Top Rank classics, whatever? Like, listen, I thought that shit was silly too because they make you jump through hoops, but once you get to the broadcast, it's fine. Like they had a few World Baseball Classic games on there. It was fine. It's not something long-term viable because you want to make more money and you'll make more money getting a deal as opposed to just throwing it on Tubi. But I mean, look, man, the Zone has Matchroom, Golden Boy, Top Rank, the ring cards. Like the Zone's running the sport right now. And I wouldn't say that they have the best platform for boxing, but they seem to be the ones who are most invested in it. And we're in the age of monopolies. And if the Zone's going to have a monopoly on boxing, that just falls right in line with where everything else is.
I'm just happy they have a deal. And that's where the rest of boxing is. So I'm not surprised they want to invest in boxing. I'm glad someone still wants to invest in boxing. Would I like it on traditional cable? Sure. But a lot of people don't even have traditional cable anymore. I think I would have liked it better on like Netflix or YouTube TV or something that's more accessible that everyone kind of has, because Netflix is getting everything at this point, right? They're going to have opening day Major League Baseball. Like, they have MVP. I wonder if there could have been a deal there for Top Rank, but nonetheless, Top Rank has a deal now. We're going to be seeing fights. I want to get to this question because Jesus has asked you, Bryan, a couple of times here. 1 million per card seems low enough for Raymond Murataya and Navarrete. I don't think they'll be on the same card. I'll say that.
That's also that was a report that I need to know if that's final. Does seem low. I need to know if that's final.
1 mil to 1.25
per card is low.
Yeah.
So, but that was what was floating around out there. If that's the case, that's low.
Yes.
You have. I don't know how many guys in Top Rank you would pay right now 1 million for a fight, just them, but you definitely have fights, plural. Like, think about how much is Xander Zayas, like how much would you pay Xander Zayas and Boots to fight each other? They're probably each getting, they could each get 7 figures, probably. Honestly.
I think so.
And they probably should. They probably both should for that. I mean, by the way, that's a fight that you can make a little bit easier now because everyone's on the Zone. But yeah, I mean, long gone are the days of HBO. and
I miss
Showtime.
HBO
So
boxing so much.
me
Like,
too.
seriously.
HBO. I just look at HBO like on my apps and just see it there, and I'm just like, God damn, bro. Like,
It's
what
the
what
but
happened?
they don't even put money into it anymore. Like,
They don't.
it's so
There's so
weird.
much
Like,
good shit on there.
even like creating shows and stuff. Like, they're not doing that anymore. Like, some of the best shows were on HBO. They're not like creating stuff like that
Wire,
anymore.
Sopranos. I mean, even recently, you and I both like Insecure.
I loved Insecure. That's like one of my favorite shows of all time.
I like
I like
that may destroy you, even though it's a little graphic for maybe a few some of y'all.
yeah.
D-
Girls was on there, which was like the white version of Insecure, which was decent. It was the white version.
Entourage, right? Entourage
Entourage
had it.
classic, which is the
But
guy
by the
version of
way,
Insecure. Like,
by the way, the Zone gets the library too, supposedly
yeah,
the
top
top
rank
rank.
classics and everything.
Yeah,
Hey,
I
I'm
mean,
gonna be watching it. Like, I have the subscription. I'm gonna keep it. And knowing that they got top rank made me want to not pause it throughout the off season for the NFL. I'll say that. And they got NCAA now, so I mean, is what it is. Brian, any final thoughts before we move away from this? Do you have more to say on this deal?
Ryan is Lawrence Hive, and so was I.
Oh, Lawrence pissed me off, and he still got what he wanted at the end. You know what I mean? But whatever.
You used to kept playing, man. Like
Nah.
who
I'm just
who
saying.
who who was I'm not gonna go on a tangent, but God, there was one of Lawrence's exes in one of the early seasons garnered a lot of attention from the social media streets.
Oh, okay.
I think it was the very first season.
I used to like I used to like Lawrence, and then I saw the choice outside of real life. I mean, outside of TV. I was like, oh, I don't know
What
if he's as cool anymore. What?
what are you referring to? This is a real question.
Okay, this is gonna be quick, but
And then we'll get to Ryan's next
he married a
question.
white woman. Anyways.
Oh, really? I
Yeah,
didn't know that.
yeah, he did. Yeah, and I was like, "Oh, that's interesting." Anyways, that's not the point there. There's nothing wrong with that, but I think it just tells something. Anyways, let's move on
Ryan
here.
says Adamas by decision or stoppage. We should mention Carlos Adamas and Emma Williams are going to attempt to fight again
Yeah,
this weekend. Um,
Adamas by decision for me.
yeah. I suppose he can stop him, but yeah, I would probably lean decision there. I do like Adamas in the fight. I don't think although I am concerned about the layoff and also the like this fight had to get pushed back because of an issue. I think it was a medical issue. So I don't love that. So I don't know if I'll be betting on it, but one for one, like I just like Adamas more. Ryan Shepard says if Turkey owns a stake in DAZN and Zuffa, does that mean PBC is the only one left?
Ooh, that's interesting. I
Pro Box TV,
yeah.
which
Which, by the way,
he will never get a stake of.
they've been doing a great job with their fights on YouTube, like a great job.
Mhm.
I hope it becomes bigger, but it's a great platform. It's a great platform, and they're putting on some really good fights, Brian.
So supposedly they sold out a smaller venue in California for their next card coming up this weekend, actually. And they're gonna have, I think, like they're again, they're like the NXT of boxing, where they're the real launching platform. They're what Zuffa wants to be, basically. That's what Pro Box is. They're what Zuffa wants to be in terms of launching guys into the bigger shows. Like they literally did this already with Lester Martinez, who earned a Netflix bout, and basically a championship fight or a championship level fight with Christian Mbili, and is gonna have another fight coming up. So like they're I think they're legitimately viable and becoming more viable. Like Najee Lopez is going to get like a real shot at some point. He'll probably be back on Pro Box, and Pro Box is now getting in the business of getting more title fights and potential title fights and developing contenders. PBC, they're not super active. They do have a card coming up next week, which we'll talk about, main evented by Sebastian Fundora and Keith
Mm.
Thurman, which is a big fight. But PBC, obviously, like you and I remember, where they had cards all the fucking time. Like it felt like every week or every 2 weeks, and then they'll have a big card every month, but they'll have like other cards in between on like Spike TV and shit or Fox Sports 1 with like Omar Figueroa, Antonio DeMarco, you know what I mean? Like Robert Guerrero and shit, Andre Berto. But yeah, it is what it is. I think PBC and ProBox are the only entities that they don't have, and Turkey wants the monopoly, so we'll see. But he's been beefing with Gary Jonas. I don't think Gary Jonas, who owns by the way ProBox and also runs Boxing Scene. Gary Jonas is like, yeah, he's probably the other side of this.
He's a real
Slalome
one. Yeah.
Slalome asks you, how many hoop earrings with your name in the middle do you own still?
I have a good 3. I don't wear them like all the time though, but I do have it. I do. I never wear them on TV though, because I mean, like, you know what I mean. I wouldn't be able to get away with that on national television, but I do have it, and I'll rock it like here and there. It is a staple. I haven't been wearing my hoop earrings though lately, on because I've just been in a rush. But anyways, that's not the point. I'm talking about like, on our shows, or like even on the Raider show. I haven't been wearing them because I'm like, it's so early right now, and I forget. But anyways, nonetheless,
Last
Brian.
question on the top ranked zone front for me
Yes.
that I want to ask you. The fight you most want now that Top Rank has a deal with the zone is what?
Ooh.
Is it Xander and Boots or is it something else?
Well, depending on what goes on with Golden Boy and Virgil Ortiz and where Virgil Ortiz goes, I want to see Virgil Ortiz and Xander Zayas. Like, to me, that is the fight, because to me, that's Puerto Rico, Mexican American. Like, these are my favorite rivalries. And when you think about Xander's come up, Virgil, like, that is a blockbuster fight. That is one of the biggest fights they can make in boxing. And I do think Virgil and Jerome Boots Ennis is a big fight as well. But I love the rivalry aspect of Virgil and Xander, because I think when it comes to Boots fighting Virgil, there's going to be a bunch of talk that I'm not going to be happy about, because it's going to be like disrespectful and a little bit racist. Okay, so I'm being honest here on the show. So I usually don't like, every time
Yeah,
that
yeah.
happens, I get disappointed. I get disappointed in
Yeah.
boxing fans, because it turns into like a race thing, and like, I don't want it to be that, because they're that great. But if we're talking rivalries, like a Mexican American, a Puerto Rican, Brian, this is what we want to see. Is it
I
not?
think, yeah, I think I'm in full 1000% agreement that this is it. I want to see Xander and Virgil more than I want to see Xander and Boots, and I'm
Thank
I'm
you.
content. I'm content with Boots fighting the winner. I think he's good. I think he can. Like, why don't he fight another good fighter?
Fight Findora.
Sure, yeah, do
Why
that,
not?
do
Yeah,
that.
like I would watch that for sure. And see, that's another aspect of it as well, because like, as much as I'm not high on Sebastian Findora, he's had some really good performances as of late, and he's changed the way that he's fought. And I should probably be giving him some more credit. But when it comes to that weight class, he is not my top 3 for me, Brian.
I'm
And
Me neither. I'm not sure
eh,
he beats Keith Thurman.
I think he should be Keith Thurman, because one time's old now. I would be surprised. I would not be surprised. See, that's the thing with Sebastian Fundora, is that he has kind of changed his fight style. Thank God, right? He's finally using his size and his length and his reach. But one time was that dude before. I think it's the long layoff and also the injuries that Keith Thurman has dealt with. But yeah, that's the fight for me. Is it the same for you, Brian? Is there any other fights that, now that this deal is done, where you're like, oh, we could finally get this?
So if Richard Torres Jr. beats Frank Sanchez, there are some heavyweight fights that I'd like to see him sort of pursue. Not Alexander Usyk yet, but like Ajit Kabayel needs a real like heavyweight challenge at this point.
Yes.
Fabio Wardley also. Now it would be Top Rank and Matchroom, but like if they're on the same network, it's easier to do. Fabio Wardley versus Richard Torres would be a banger, assuming Fabio Wardley even beats Daniel Dubois. Now the fight would technically be for the IBF title, so the IBF title is still owned by Alexander Usyk, if I'm not
Yes.
mistaken. So I don't think though Alexander Usyk. I mean, if you're fighting Rico Verhoeven, I don't think you're gonna, I don't. He might be done. Latino Sports TV. This might be my guy Hector. Says
Thank you,
shout out
Hector.
and bring back the hoop earrings.
I will. I'll bring them back for that. Usually I have them in this drawer over here. Do I still have them? Yeah, usually I have them in my like desk drawer, and I just like put them on before. But just so much travel that I've been like switching out my hoop earrings. Okay, anyways.
We're gonna switch
Um,
topics in a sec. We'll go through some more comments. So Slalomi says, "How is Top Rank going to pay for big budget purses with the?" That's why I'm a little skeptical that that's going to be the budget. Um,
oh,
if
Brian,
it
I have a
is,
question.
then
What do you think
If it
this
is, those
means?
cards are going to be small. Yeah.
What do you think about like pay-per-views that they do? Like it's going to be extra as well for DAZN, right?
Yeah. Not
So then
thrilled about that.
the budget would be bigger, obviously, if they're pay-per-view, right? So I'm guessing if
Well,
the
maybe.
budget is
Maybe.
okay. So here's the thing. I'm thinking if the budget is, which is so small, 1 million to 1.5, then I think they're only gonna have like the main event be the top event and then prospects. Like crazy pop prospects and then a crazy main event. That's how they'd have to do it.
Well, this would be a little clearer if boxers got together and formed a union and were able to protect themselves, but because they don't and kind of can't, well, we'll see what they get. Because ultimately, like, you can only ask but for so much. Like, I do wonder what they, because we've also seen a number of fighters leave Top Rank. Some people probably learned that Abdullah Mason and Bruce Carrington were still with Top Rank, having not fought on like a Top Rank show in a while because Top Rank was in flux, having last put on a Top Rank card now 8 months ago in July. But they did lose like Michaela Mayer, for example. Troy Isley walked. There are some others. Nico Ali Walsh walked. I know some people will say like, "Oh, that's not a big deal," but he was a name that they were putting on TV consistently, right?
Yeah.
And there are others as well who seemingly up and left. Ryan Hong says Thurman by highlight reel KO. Worse than Mendoza. We'll talk more about that fight next week. Thurman talks way too much shit to lose a fight this big, but yeah, but Thurman.
That's what he does. That's what he does.
And to be fair, he's only lost once, but yeah, he does that. Jesus, Shantelle, Jay Ellis's wife is from Serbia. Is that considered white?
I'll tell you what, I got a lot of Serbian friends up here, and they are very white. Yeah, there's like a couple of my really, really good friends are Serbian. But yeah, I consider them white. It's okay. So here's the thing: like, I'm not dissing anybody that's white here.
Yeah,
okay, like I'm not like I love white people. I rock with white people. I have a bunch of white friends. Okay, I will say this though.
If you watched Insecure, though, you'd be a little surprised because Jay Ellis got busy.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I think it's like a cultural standpoint, like, and it's. We don't need to get into this. It's let's stick to the box.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, yeah.
But nonetheless, I have a lot of Serbian friends.
Foxy, this is why when we do our subscriber tier, you guys got to contribute so we can talk about.
Then we can have that conversation on that subscriber video, not on this video. I will say this. Go ahead. From Foxy, who is our UK correspondent,
for a few dollars a month. Wardley deserves an Usyk fight if he beats Dubois. I agree. He's been the underdog in almost every fight. I agree. He was the underdog in his last fight, and he won it against Joseph Parker. I think Wardley should fight Ajit Cabello next. Because I don't know if Usyk's doing this, it feels like he's just setting up for his exit. I kind of feel like when he randomly called out Deontay Wilder, it was like almost like a bucket list item. Like, he didn't say this like this, but I took it as he always wanted to fight Deontay Wilder and just wants to fucking do it. You know, and by the way, if Wilder beats Chisora, I don't know if he will. If Wilder beats Chisora, Alexander Usyk versus Deontay Wilder then becomes something you can do in September, October, November.
But Brian, here's the thing. I don't think he's gonna beat Chisora.
I don't know either.
Listen, Chisora, like, let's give him some credit because he's that guy that's like literally fought everybody. Yeah. He's been in the ring with everybody, dude. And I've seen the fall off for Deontay Wilder, and I just don't know if he's gonna win.
He looked bad in his last. He hasn't looked good since.
Bro, I'd rather see Anthony Joshua and Wilder. Like, not Usyk. Like, Usyk's he's the GOAT, dude. Like, Usyk is that guy. Like, Usyk could retire today if he wanted to, and he's still one of the best fighters we've ever seen in this generation. Like, ever. Like, that's how good he is. I don't think he has anything to prove. I want to see Usyk back in the ring, but it's like, I agree with Foxy. I think Wardley would be a very entertaining fight, Brian.
Speaking of Anthony Joshua, reportedly, per Gareth Davies, now there doesn't seem to be a date, but so we won't spend too much time on this. We want to get a little bit more confirmation, but Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua reportedly agreed upon, and we suspect this will be Netflix. Don't know when. Tyson Fury still has to fight on Netflix in a month, and Anthony Joshua, I don't know, maybe he'll fight
He
one
should.
time before, yeah, because
He
he'd
got
be
in a
getting over.
tragic accident, dude. Like we don't even know how that's affected his body. I didn't think AJ would be back this fast.
Well, he's not even back yet, like for good. But Gareth Davies told Talksport this, and will be shown live on Netflix. Anthony Joshua is expected to return to action this summer with a rematch against Dillian White, believed to be one of the options.
That's a great fight. Like I would watch that. Dillian
They were
White and
supposed to fight
is entertaining.
before.
Yeah.
They were supposed to fight before, and
Yo,
Dillian White popped dirty.
so Salome asked, this is crazy. I have to get to this, Brian. What are gas prices looking like in Canada? So we go by liter, right? You guys go by gallon. This is the highest I've ever seen gas in my life.
It's
It's
high here too.
it's 206, which is like close to $6 a gallon. 6-7. Like that's crazy to me. I could be wrong. Okay, good one, Brian. I can't do the math. Let me just do the math right now. Go ahead, keep talking, Brian. Keep talking.
Yeah, here it's like that too. In NYC, I don't drive. I don't have a car right now. I mostly just walk, take the train, whatever. Parking here is super expensive. Driving here is also a pain in the ass. If I become a suburban person at some point, then maybe. But like right now, don't have a car or a child. If I get a child, probably will need a car because I'm not taking that little motherfucker on the subway. Latino Sports TV, aka Hector, says also love the Insecure reference. One of the shows me and my girlfriend love to watch together. Just saying Issa built Lawrence up just for him to leave her, and his new girlfriend benefited from it.
Yo, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like that's crazy. Okay, so it's like $4 $4 a gallon, which is pretty high.
Oh, here's
like.
bad, yeah. And you drive, so
I drive
like,
everywhere. I'm
right.
not made for public transit. You know, it's great, but
I'm
just not built
transit.
for it. No, like I it's not for me. Okay, like I can't do it. Like
I'm such a New Yorker. Like I like being able to take the train from Queens into the city and getting there in like 20 minutes. I love that.
I just think it's like dirty, you know, and I can't do
It
it. Like
is.
that's like I just can't do it. Like I'm not a public transit girl. Yeah, I got to be in my car. Like I got to be comfortable. I hate the stench. You know what I mean? Like I only take it if I'm like forced to take it, which is like never. Anyways, that's none.
Careful with that phrasing. Anyway, IMPK13
what, forced
says,
to take it?
I only take it when I'm forced to take it. Didn't sound great. Moving along. IMPK13. What do you guys think about the rumor about AJ breaking his ankle in the car wreck? I mean, that would track the car. So this happened late last year, because this is shortly after he beats Jake Paul. Having covered the NBA for some time, there have been dudes who've come back from a broken ankle in 2-3 months. I'm trying to remember if Karis LeVert broke his ankle or his leg, one or the other, when I was covering the Nets in 2019 season, around then for a few years. And he broke his shit. Like in November, he was the all-star before D'Angelo Russell was eventually the all-star. Like he was that guy. And then his season got sidetracked. He missed 3 months, came back, and he was okay. So we'll see. But we won't spend too much time on this potential fight just because, like, you know, we've only gotten one source. But Gareth, you know, he's reported some things before. Foxy says don't believe him too much. He talks a lot. He does. I have met him before, actually, Foxy. This was like legitimately 10 years ago. It was like when I was covering UFC for the first time. I was in my early 20s, not knowing my way around the media like that yet. He was cool in that brief conversation we had. That being said, if this fight does get made, I still think it can sell out Wembley Stadium and be a big deal. I would still be very, very into it, assuming Anthony Joshua is good to go and assuming Tyson Fury wins this fight next month.
They're gonna sell out Wembley for sure. Like I'm not even worried about that part. This would still be one of the biggest fights of the year. If Fury and AJ were decided and had a like specific date, it'd be massive. If it was on Netflix, it's gonna do crazy numbers. Like this is a fight that people still want. I know I still want it, Brian. I know I still want to see it.
Me too.
So yeah, like they're easily going to sell out Wembley. Like I'm not, UK fans are legit. And they're like some of the best boxing fans. Like even when you see it on the screen, of course, I don't like it when you guys sing Sweet Caroline, but it's nonetheless, other than that,
Caroline.
It just reminds me of Boston. You know what I mean? Like it reminds
Yeah.
me of like Boston fans, and that's why I hate it. But only because I remember when the Canucks played the Bruins in the Stanley Cup Finals, and they played that song all the time, and I hated it. Anyways,
It's not even a UK specific thing to me. I hate a lot of our fucking music. Have you guys seen what the FIFA theme song is? Some fucking like Ford truck sounding Jelly Roll ass song. I fucking
oh, I
hate
have
that
seen
shit.
that. Okay, I have seen that. But
Jelly Roll's trash, bro. Jelly Roll,
okay,
this country, who you know, and if you look at Hot 100, nobody does anymore. But
yeah.
like a lot of the big songs last year were Morgan Wallen songs. Y'all love that motherfucker. I don't get it.
Is
You know
that
what
a
I
country
mean?
singer?
Yeah,
Okay, I'm not really into radio and stuff like
yeah.
that at this point.
A
All
quote
right,
unquote
so
apolitical country singer. Wink, wink.
got you.
Anyway,
Let us know if you want to see AJ and Fury, what you think about that fight. Also, if AJ did suffer a broken ankle, a high ankle sprain is worse than a broken ankle to come back from. I know that by experience.
mm,
So, I think if he did, like AJ will be able to come back from it. But all of these guys have dealt with injuries and they're getting older. And so that's
okay.
the point. Like, but they're both in different stages of their careers. But this is a blockbuster fight that I would love to see, and Wembley would be lit. It would be crazy for this fight. Brian, any final thoughts before we move over to what we saw this weekend?
Let's do it.
All right. So, great card this past weekend. We saw some very, very good fights. Let's start off with the main event, obviously, because Arnold Barbosa Jr. put on an absolute clinic against Kenneth Sims Jr. This was, a unanimous decision. Kenneth Smith could not get anything going against Arnold Barbosa Jr. And he looked great at 147 pounds, Brian. I was kind of concerned. I was like, well, we saw what he did at 140, but what can he do at 147? And he looked better at 147. Barbosa looked like he got better, Brian. And the way that he was fighting off of his back foot, and it just made me think, like, why didn't we see this against Teofimo Lopez?
Right.
That was my biggest question. Like, why do you think that is? And do you think Barbosa looked good and like better than he's ever looked before?
I'd love to ask him why that is because I don't know. It felt like it was there. Me and you both watched that with like, all right, where's the sort of sense of urgency that we would typically see? Like Barbosa, like yes, he wants to counterpunch, but he'll push the pace. Like he did it against
Yeah.
Jose Ramirez. You know, he's done it against Danielito Zorrilla. Like you've seen him, Jose Pedraza also. You've seen him in fights like sort of push the pace and actually like dictate. All right, I'm trying to counter, but I'm actually gonna like bait you in first, sort of lull you to sleep a little bit, catch you with the pull counter or something along those lines, or just get you with a combination while off of a feint that you don't see coming, like all these different things. He outboxed Ken Sims like in a much more one-sided way than I thought he was going to. Kenneth Sims, as you mentioned, couldn't really get going. Arno Barbosa like really controlled the entire fight, won just about every round. Like I struggled to find rounds for Kenneth Sims in that fight. You could probably only find one or two, honestly. Barbosa, I think we continue to say he's really underrated. There are a ton of fights he could have next. It does feel like, though, to Jesus's point in the comment section, and we did see this sort of get talked about at the end. Alexis Rocha, who also won on that card. Now, no disrespect, he beat Jojo Diaz, who was a champion at 130.
Yeah.
6 years ago, who has since moved up 3 weight classes. By the way, lost his title on the scale at 130, and then moved up. Beat Tevin Farmer, by the way, which is a fucking good win because Tevin Farmer was on the tear at that point. But there are other fights I'd rather see for Arnold Barbosa than Alexis Rocha, but I also get it. And that brings me to the rankings, which have not been updated after this fight. This is all as of early March. And as you guys know, and we've talked about, these get updated once a month. So these will probably be updated end of March, early April, something along those lines. Right now, before this fight, Arno Barbosa, who was ranked at welterweights by, I'm trying to remember which sanctioning body it was, because he had moved up and was ranked number 9 for the WBC, Ryan Garcia's title. And after this win, he'll undoubtedly move up. He won the WBO gold title, so he's probably going to be ranked high with the WBO after this.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, like I think he should be, given who's on this list and what he's done compared to some others, even though he just got to welterweight. But he beat Kenneth Sims, who was number 12 ranked by the IBF, who was coming off a nice performance, even though it wasn't a loss. And Alexis Rocha seems like something you could do. Raul Curiel seems like something you could do. He already beat Jack Catterall. I don't know why you'd run that back. He threw his name in the Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia ranks. You know what I mean? Like, could you do him versus Liam Paro? Yeah, that makes sense too. Shit. I think you would pick him to beat Lewis Crocker right now. No.
Yep, I would. Sign that. No disrespect to Crocker. I'll say this though. This weight class is getting more entertaining, Brian. And this is what I've wanted. We talked a little bit about before, and Brian has mentioned this. If anyone watches this show, you know I rock with the Barbosas, okay? I root for them every time. I was rooting for Barbosa against Teofimo Lopez. I don't know what happened there. One thing that I think happened was the environment. And as a boxer, when you're at this caliber, like you should be ready to fight anywhere, anytime, doesn't matter what it is. But there were so many fighters saying that it was weird fighting in Times Square at that event. And I don't know if that was a thing for Arnold. And Brian will hit him up and try to get him on the show again. And I think that he's so talented, and I think we got to see it against a good fighter in Kenneth Sims who had a really good performance against Oscar Duarte. Right? Like going into that fight, like some people were like, I don't know if Arnold's going to win. Nah, like Arnold dominated. Now we're at this point where Alexis Rocha, who by the way was calling out Bud Crawford at one point. Do you remember that? Like years ago, he was calling out Bud. Remember when Bud, like there was a little layoff between him and Top Rank and he like wasn't fighting? And this is before Spence and Bud. And Alexis Rocha was calling out Bud Crawford, and there were rumors that they were going to fight. This was like a real thing.
And then he fought David Evanesian on BLK Prime and knocked him out.
That's when it happened. Exactly. That was the timeline. And I think if Barbosa was to fight Rocha now, I think Barbosa would have the same type of performance that he did against Kenneth Sims. He's extremely skilled. Like I'm telling you right now, when I take a look at this class, I think Rolly is kind of hit or miss because like he fought really well against Ryan, and he
10 months ago.
Yeah. But
way to take advantage of the momentum you established, Rolly, after beating Ryan Garcia. Good job.
And listen, he's not going to fight Clarissa Shields because Clarissa Shields is always calling out Rolly. Like she's like, oh,
she'd be calling out dudes. Like,
yeah. Did you see her song she put out on her birthday?
Huh?
Oh, you got it. I don't even know. Is like I love Clarissa Shields, right? I love her in the ring. The stuff outside is just like I'm just like, why is she doing all this? She put out a song for Papoose, and she's like singing, and I'm just like, is this like
singing?
Her first? Yo, she's singing. Yeah, it doesn't sound like some of the lyrics are all right, but I was like laughing. I was just like, what is this? It was Papoose's. It wasn't her. No, it was her birthday, and she put out a song for Pap. I'm just like, I don't know. Was
it better than Papoose's diss to 50 Cent?
I mean, I didn't even listen to Pap's diss to 50 Cent. Like, honestly, like Pap, the whole thing with Pap and Clarissa is like off-putting for me. Like I don't know what it is. Like, I don't want to see it. I don't know what it is. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to see any of it, Brian. Because like Clarissa she's the best women's fight. Like, she's the best. She's the GOAT. She's the GOAT when it comes to women's boxing. Okay, they disrespect her too on lists, yo. They know Katie Taylor hasn't even fought in a minute, and they got Clarissa number 2. Like Clarissa's too good and too big for all these antics, man.
She beat Amanda Serrano 3 times.
That's true. No, Katie Taylor
once convincingly, but 3 times.
I think it's different too because I hate to say this, Katie is revered in Ireland like how she should be.
Can we answer this?
Oh, okay.
I am PK13.
Oh, by the way, I am PK13. We haven't seen you in a minute. Like, thank you for coming on the show and leaving a comment today. We appreciate that. Go ahead.
How do you guys think male boxers should respond to call outs from female boxers?
I think Rolly handled it pretty well. He was like, she keeps calling me out. Like, I don't know why she keeps calling me out. I don't think Clarissa should do that.
Yeah, like why? What's the point? Like you could Shadeja Green, Michaela Mayer.
Call out Michaela Mayer.
Eventually Tam Tebow. You know what I mean? Like just I don't think dudes should call out, obviously I don't think dudes should call out women either. I'm trying to think. Like,
Who's
if
that UFC guy? Oh my god, I'm blanking on his name. He used to call out like Ronda Rousey all the time. You know how I'm talking about, right? He's
yeah,
like,
oh my
I, I,
god,
I can't believe I'm blanking on his name because I thought this was like the funniest thing ever. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm blanking. Okay, if you remember who this is, and
yeah, please.
he's still very known in the UFC. Like he's like a big a top dog. He was a top dog for a minute. I'm so upset I'm forgetting his name, but he used to call out like Ronda Rousey and everything like that. And be
So
like,
if I, so if I were like, Rolly's a welterweight. So if I were like a welterweight champion or welterweight contender, and then like, let's say you were a middleweight, right? Or not even. Let's say you were a heavyweight because Clarissa Shields is a heavyweight, and you were calling me out for a fight. I'd be like, "What the fuck? I'm not like what? I'm not gonna do this. Like, what are we talking about?" Like, I could go after like any number of fights. It's like, what? I just to answer IMPK's question, like, I'm not entertaining that. Like, I'm shutting that shit down. I'm like, yo, I'm not fighting
I
a
would
woman.
ignore it. Like,
I'm
it's
not.
obviously for attention, but like, how is a guy supposed to respond to that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's stupid because you're also putting the guy in a terrible position.
It's an
That's
awkward
why
position, yeah.
that's
Because
why I
if
like the
they
way.
agree,
No, if
like,
no, listen to this. Like, if okay, you know how there's some guys that are like, girls should stay out of fights when guys fight because they'll get hit eventually. You know what I mean? Like, there's that conversation, or like, there's some guys that are like, a girl shouldn't hit a guy unless she wants to get hit like a man. Like there's guys that do believe that,
old
right?
school
So
shit, yeah.
let's just be real. There's guys that do believe that. And obviously there's men that would never touch a woman, right? In that way. But it's like if you're calling out a guy and he's like a champion and you're call like what are we doing here? Like what is he supposed to say? Yeah, I'll knock your ass out. He
Right.
can't say that. You're putting him in a terrible situation as a man. Like I don't think that's right for Clarissa to do that to a guy. That's not right, dude. And you know it. Like if what is Rolly supposed to say? Yeah, I'll knock your ass out. Like then
Right, right.
everyone would be like, oh my god, he wants to hit a woman. Like it's he can't win.
Right, right. She used to, by the way, she used to call out Keith Thurman. And
Oh my! Oh
whenever
yeah, and Keith Thurman was like, "I'll do it. I'll do it with one hand." Like Keith Thurman was like, "I'll box her with one hand." Keith Thurman said this, yo. Like that's why it's so funny. This is why I love One Time, right? He was like, "I'll do it with one hand. I'll box with one hand, and it'll be my left hand." Like he was playing
wait,
into it, but yeah.
Foxy, it was Derek Lewis?
Okay,
What
was
no,
it
but
there?
what wasn't that sexual more than anything else?
Oh my god! Derek Lewis has had some funny moments though. I swear to God, like Derek.
Was it to fight or was it to like
I
where
think he was.
he let me
I don't
not because
know.
I think he married. Let me shut up. But like I,
Derek Lewis has said some funny stuff post fight though. I'll say that.
Derek, you know what? Actually, let's do this on screen for everybody. This will be fun. Derek Lewis, I'll share the screen in a second. Ronda, oh shit, actually, it came up right up.
It did.
Derek Lewis got in big trouble. Oh, beautiful. This is exactly what we need. This is exactly what we need. Derek Lewis got in big trouble with his wife for calling out fine Ronda Rousey during iconic post
This
fight
was the
interview.
one. This was
Yeah.
this was the one. Thank you so much, Foxy.
He
Because
was
it was
horny on Maine. That's what it was. I have to get this. Wait, TMZ. Oh wait.
Derek
Post-fight interview.
Lewis, ridiculous.
Forget that guy, Travis Brown. By the way, former UFC heavyweight. Forget that guy. I got much more heart than he has. Where Ronda Rousey fine ass at? That's right. That's what it was. Where Ronda Rousey fine ass at? I remember that shit. I
Yeah.
remember him saying that shit verbatim. A year later, Lewis revealed that his wife imposed a sex ban after the incident.
What? That's ridiculous. But go on. That's it's hilarious. This is so funny.
Although, as always, the UFC fan favorite was clearly playing the Joker during the pre-fight interview. My wife, she's mad. She ain't give me ass ever since I mentioned Rousey in the last interview. I have to get this win so I can buy her something nice, and hopefully I'll get some ass next week. um, I think that I think I think I think we should get back to Barbosa, but
Yes. I don't even know how we got on this train and how we're here, but
Because
nonetheless.
Rolly Romero's a welterweight and Clarissa Shields, and
Ah,
then,
okay.
one thing after another, and Ronda Rousey, men fighting women, we got here.
Okay. You guys, let's get back on track here.
I
Okay, we've
knew
been having too
I
much fun.
was like, yeah, it wasn't for a fight. He definitely wanted to fucking knock her block off. So,
Yes. But nonetheless. Okay, you guys, I have to get serious now. Let's go back to 147 and take a look
Slalomi,
at 147.
the answer is no. Anyway.
Okay, so let's go back to 147. Arnold Barbosa. Brian, do you think when we take a look at this list, do you believe he can beat Rolly? He did mention Ryan Garcia, which I think could be a money fight for someone like Arnold Barbosa because they're both from Cali. And then obviously Devin Haney, I think is Devin's that guy at 147. He is that dude at 147. So anyone would want to fight him. I think that would be a boring fight. Barbosa and Devin Haney.
Well, Haney's supposedly getting Rolly. Supposedly. I mean, but they've
Is he
gone
not
back
getting
and
Ryan
forth.
Garcia? Is he not? Is that not the fight to make
They were
at
going back and
147?
forth. No, but Shakur might fight Ryan Garcia. But here's the thing: it's like might talks if we don't know who the fuck is doing what yet. There's like nothing signed in this division.
Bruh, give me Shakur and Devin Haney. I think that's what a lot of people would
Oh,
want to
you
see.
really want to put people to sleep? Okay.
I here's the thing. I think Devin would take
I
more
don't think Shakur.
chances.
I don't know. I think Devin's
You don't
more
think so?
boring than Shakur Stevenson is right now. Because I think Shakur Stevenson, his last two fights were more entertaining because he
Agreed.
got into it with Zepeda and then neutralized him, and it was actually like he was doing what people wanted, probably too much. And then Teofimo
Yeah.
Lopez, he backed up Teofimo the whole fight. It was Teofimo's ass for fucking doing the same shit over and over. That was his fault.
Yo,
Doing the
by the way,
same telegraph jab, same steps. He wasn't changing up his rhythm. He
no
read him like a
angles.
book, and Shakur just destroyed him for 12 rounds. That wasn't boring to me at all from the standpoint of like Shakur is not taking chances. It was just he's walking Teofimo down, and Teofimo's not doing shit. And the instructions he got in the corner was like, hit him, come on. Like that's all Teofimo Senior
That's
was
a
doing.
very very good impression of Teofimo Senior. Okay, so when we take a look at 147, so we already saw Barbosa and Teofimo Lopez at 140. I don't think anyone wants to see that at 147. Foxy says, and this is in a very interesting comment. Barbosa for me is a talent, but against the top guys, he'll always come up short in between that A and B level. That's very interesting, Brian. Do you kind of agree with that?
I think he can beat Lewis Crocker, Roy Romero, and Ryan Garcia, though. That's the thing.
I think so. I think he can too. I think where he gets into trouble is Devin Haney.
Like I know Ryan Garcia looked really good in his last fight, but consider the source, the competition rather, who he fought, Mario Barrios, who, as we know, deadly welterweight champion, one of the best we've ever seen. I just, I think Arnold Barbosa is crafty enough, and to be clear, I think Teofimo's better than Ryan Garcia. So if
That's the fight
he,
to also make.
yeah, I thought he got a few rounds against Teofimo Lopez, by the way, but just not. It was like 9-3, 8-4 at worst, but it
Yeah.
might have been 10-2 also. 8-4 at worst, but like being the closest. Like nothing, you can't find more than 4 rounds. You probably can't find more than 3 rounds for Arnold Barbosa in that fight. That being said, again, I don't think this division's that great right now. I think Devin Haney's the clear best guy, but he's obviously beatable, and we still don't know how chinny he is or isn't. So to me, like I think Barbosa has a shot against anybody in this weight class. Devin Haney, I'm not as sure, but I mean, I'm sure he thinks he can beat Devin Haney, and why not? I just that's not. I don't think that's a fight that I think they'll push for yet, though. If maybe he just fights Alexis Rocha next, like that's honestly the fight that makes the most sense if you're trying to figure out which contender is like a real contender at welterweight. If you're Golden Boy, yeah, you put them two together on the undercard of one of these other fights we're talking about, like Devin Haney's next title fight or something. If it's a Golden Boy matchroom crossover
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah. And so I think Barbosa looked great. I'd love to continue to see him against good competition. Like if the Rocha fight happens, I think Barbosa dominates and then maybe he gets a title fight. I think Barbosa is good enough to fight in this weight class. I think he looked good at 147. I think he looked better at 147 than he did at 140, Brian. He looked comfortable. And he looked bigger at 147. Like he looked like he filled out just in terms of like how he was looking in the ring. He looked very good. And Barbosa is always staying in shape, by the way. He's like always in the gym. If you look at any of his social media stuff, like he stays ready. Him and his dad stay ready for fights.
when you get older too, you don't want to cut as much weight. So I'm sure he's way more comfortable at 147. He
Yeah.
he even said it. He's like, "I had a steak this week," like, while he was trying to cut weight, like, he's like, "Yeah, like, it feels way better." We should talk about probably the other 2 fights that stood out on the card,
Yeah, before
um,
we get out of here, because
before we yeah. Uh, Oscar Collazo, I mean,
say his name in the way you're supposed to, Brian.
Os Oscar Collazo.
There we go.
Um, oh god. It's hard to, like, fluently just, like, weave that into an English sentence for me. Collazo has the WBA and WBO titles and also the ring title, and to me is pound for pound top 10 even before this last fight. He wins by a one-sided ass whooping.
Yeah.
Gets a stoppage. His opponent just kind of gives up after 6, 7 rounds, and he's running out of competition here. He already beat Melvin Jerusalem. He could fight him again. You could try to unify at strawweight, or you could try to move up to 108 at junior flyweight. Rene Santiago, who is also Puerto Rican, has a couple of
Yeah.
titles there, and that's a fight
That's a badass fight, I'll tell you that much. That's a
that's
lot
a
of
f-
action.
I mean, if you wanna do numbers in PR, that's a fight that would be entertaining, assuming he retains his championships, because he does have a fight in Japan coming up at the top of April. So we will see what happens there. But Goyaso is really fucking good, Chantal. Like really fucking good.
Yeah, and he showed that. He I feel like he keeps getting better, Brian. Like, he continues to get better. What I wanna know from you is, where do you think he caps out? Just in terms of weight class.
105. Let's see. I think I'm very confident he can go through 108. He can get to flyweight.
I'm confident about flyweight. I'm very confident. Do you think bantamweight is where he might cap out?
Does he even get that far? The
Because
thing
I'm
is,
actually confident for for flyweight. I think
flyweight.
he could.
I think maybe flyweight. Maybe after that, super flyweight. But beyond that, he's 5'2". So if I'm him, I'm not trying to push like too far, right? He's also 29. So I'm thinking probably flyweight, super flyweight, or something along those lines. But there's other fights that I'd like to see him sort of pursue in the future. Um, but we'll see. I think right now, though, maybe the focus should be if he could still make 105 comfortably, and he's established that he's the best in the weight class. Like, why not just go get every title in this weight class before moving up? But at the same time, like, yo, you're pushing 30, so you want to like get all the big fights now while you can. And I'm struggling to see like where's the competition for him in this weight class right now. So this is why I'm like, is it time for him to move up? And even if he does move up, I think he'll beat pretty much all the guys at 105 or at 108 also. Um, but there's an interesting like Puerto Rico versus Mexico fight you can make there with Sergio Mendoza here,
Yeah.
who is 27-0 with 23 knockouts, who also has a fight coming up. He's going to be fighting for this IBF title, and that's a future fight that you can put in PR, you could put in Mexico, you could put somewhere in the States that could do really, really well, assuming that they both win. Um, Iwata is interesting too, who has WBC title, and he can bang. So he's
Yeah.
like a heavy hitter in this weight class too. But I think Goyaso has some interesting challenges, but I think he's going to be undefeated for a bit.
I think he is too. I'm just curious to know where he caps out, but every fight is entertaining. Of course, in these weight classes, it usually is. And he gets better every time, Brian. Like that's the thing. He literally, his skill set gets better every time. So let me ask, you guys see Donaire get KO'd? Well, I mean, it wasn't the first time Donaire got KO'd though,
Hmm.
right?
So
Like,
I didn't know he was fighting until like last week. I looked at the schedule. I was like, really? Huh. And then it was like
mhm.
maybe a couple days before the fight. And then I was like, oh shit. Okay. And yeah, he got stopped. Didn't look great.
But here's the thing, like he's so much older now, and
43.
he's been in wars. Like,
Mhm.
what do you expect at this point? Do you hear that?
Yeah, a little bit. Let's talk about Gabriela Fundora real quick before we get out of here. Speaking of where's the competition, I mean, Jesus Christmas. By the way, Jesus says, oh, Pedro Taduran versus Collazo would be good.
That's a fire fight.
Foxy says Iwata. Yeah, me too. I think
Iwata.
Iwata or Sergio. I think those is Sergio if he wins. But he would have to move up and maybe look if he wants to stay at 105 and be undisputed. Hats off. Like I think I think I would try to pursue that first. He fought early enough and it was one sided enough to where it's like, yeah, you can get 2 more fights this year. Like, can you do like August, December, July,
Yeah.
November, something like that? Gabriela Fundora. I don't know what to say at this point. She's already undisputed. First of all, I think she needs to move up. I think it's over. Like,
Well,
in this
she was
weight class,
talking
it's
about
done.
she was talking about moving down though. You heard that, right?
Yeah, that was weird. I was
She was
like,
like,
huh?
I'll move back down. I'm just like, what? Like you know, you got to move up, yo. Like you
Yeah.
can't, like there's no point for you to move back down because I want to see her. The thing is, she is fighting girls in her weight class, but like I think competition wise, we want her against like
They're
bigger
all
names.
5'1". She's 5'9".
Yeah. Yeah. I know. That's when you just got to hit him in the stomach, you know? You got to go for the body punches. You got to move her out. I'll say this. She's one of the best, like pound for pound list, you know, beating everybody in style.
23.
Like, bruh, like she's amazing, but I want to see her against bigger names, Brian. Do you not want to see her against bigger names at this point?
She's basically women's boxing's Victor Wembanyama.
Okay, yeah, that's
like
fair.
there's nobody coming close in terms of height. Projections are ridiculous. She's 23. Like, she has all the titles at flyweight already. So if you just look at the weight class rankings here, because remember they don't have the same rankings makeup on boxing that they do for the women. Like, is there a fight here you're really that interested in? She already beat Marilyn Badillo. I think she also beat Gabriela. Yeah.
Yeah, she did.
Did she not beat her? Yeah, she stopped her 2 years ago, as a matter of fact.
She's got to move
Marilyn
up.
Badillo was the last fight. Like, it's time, yo. I don't really care to see, you know, Diana Fernandez in a fight. Aldana Florencia has 0 knockouts in her 14 wins. I don't think someone like that, who's smaller, also going to give Gabriela Fundora trouble. So if we go to light flyweight for whatever reason, she moves down. It's like there are a couple. Actually, this is a better weight class. I'll admit that.
Maybe that's why she wants to go down, but I think she should move up. Like, I think
Juarez.
I think she wants to clean out this weight class too. That's why, that's the purpose of her trying to do it. But it's like,
was Evelyn Bermudez on my pound for pound list?
She was.
Yeah, okay. I thought I put her there. That's a good fight. Jessica Neri Plata, but
So let's go to the weight class above where she's at right now.
Superfly.
Let's go. That's the one.
Ding, ding, ding.
There we go. See, now we're talking. We got Marlon Esparza and Gabriela Fundora. That's the one. This is a huge fight, is it not?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what we call a passing of the torch. Listen, I like Marlon Esparza. I told you I interviewed her before during COVID, and this was about all the shit going on in the country and what are the role for Latinos and Latino athletes amid all the social chaos. And she had some great answers, you know, mother, all these different things. That being said, don't think that fight will go well for her. She's also on the toward the end here. Irma Garcia, who's actually the name of my former boss / athletic director at St. Francis, was now at Manhattan College. So salute to Irma, fellow Puerto Rican. The boxer is Mexican, though, also 44. Still out here with a title, by the way. Although she's going to defend in the UK against Emma Dolan, who, Foxy, you can tell us about, because I haven't seen much of her, though I've heard of her. He does mention, though, Mizuki Hiruta, who is the best in this weight class right now from Japan. If you haven't seen her before, you've probably seen the pink hair at some point. But she has a WBO title in this weight class. I think it's much more viable for her to move up than down, even though the fights down in the lower weight class seem interesting. And then, by the way, Jasmine Artiga, who Leona Cruz swears is running from her, who just signed the MVP, Jasmine Artiga, who can punch and who's got a decent resume. And I think I do think if Gabriella Fundora move up, by the way, the
This is a
future
good
fight. No,
this
go
is a
ahead.
good weight class, Brian. This is a very good weight class.
So here's the thing. This is why I want Gabriella Fundora to move up and start getting titles in this weight class. Because the future super fight in this weight class,
Yocosta?
like a year or two down the line. No, it's right here.
Yeah, bruh, this is like a blockbuster fight, though.
You want
Like
to do Puerto Rico
blockbuster.
versus Mexico for real?
This is the one.
I mean, Leona Cruz, we have to see how she recovers from the torn ACL. She won her last fight on a torn ACL. And I've said up here, I think she's really talented, but needs to fight better competition. Well, she will now because she's with MVP and will be on ESPN and presumably has a fight coming up at some point. But she tore her ACL in this fight and hasn't, and also had a no contest decision overruled because of weed. Give me that fight in the future. Give me that fucking fight.
That's why I think she got to move up. She got to move up. But I would like to see her against Yocosta Valle as well. I love me some Yocosta Valle. She's one of my favorite fighters.
Yocosta Valle is she too light for this? Hold on, where is she right now?
She was fighting at minimum weight.
She's a minimum weight still, right? Yeah.
But she can move up.
She did to fight Marlon Esparza, but then moved back down against Yadira Bustillos to defend her title.
I think that's a big fight, Brian.
Gabriella Fundora versus Yocosta Valle.
Yo, that's a banger, dude. Like, that is a great fight. I would love to see it. I'm just a big Yocosta fan, so I think that's a great fight. Brian, any final thoughts before we move up and out of here?
Is there anything else on our list?
I think that was it for today.
Random comments and questions. Anybody?
Yeah.
Before we get out of here.
Wait, really quickly, before we get out of here, we do want to do a couple of cool things this month. We will be having some interviews. And so if you want us to do like a special night show as we get into baseball season, Brian, I think there's an opportunity for us to do that as well. Once NBA playoffs is over and everything like that, because I know in the summer last year, we had a couple of night shows that were great, but nonetheless, our slot time is 10 a.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern time. You guys can catch us here every Thursday and we'll be talking some boxing. Brian, I'll let you have the final thoughts.
I'm looking to answer Ryan's question about the Fundora parents' height, and I'm not finding anything. But we'll be back next week to preview the other Fundora, Sebastian Fundora, and his fight with Keith Thurman, and other things. Jesus drops one out the door. Najee Lopez versus a top 10 175-pounder, no opponent, no lower opponents next. One of the names that they threw out on the Boxing Scene show was Anthony Yard, and I said yes.
That's a crazy fight.
If I'm Anthony Yard, I don't want that fight, but
no. But also, if it's Anthony Yard, like I don't think that's going to be on Pro Box.
Oh, I think it can be still.
You think so? Okay, I think that's a big fight though. But that's to me, and I'm a nerd, so.
Yard's coming off the loss to Benavidez, and he also is like he's toward the end.
Yeah.
So like he's kind of an opponent now. So it's like I think Pro Box could afford him is the point. I think that's a fight that makes sense.
I hope so. They do a great job.
I actually really like that fight. When they mentioned it, I was like, yes, that's the type of fight that makes a lot of sense. And if you wanted to do like another prospect, if you will, or another up and comer, him versus Khalil Ko would be interesting because Khalil Ko also stopped Manuel Gallegos. But that's a fight you could maybe do in the future.
Anyways, if you like the content, hit that like and subscribe button. We'll be back next Thursday, 10 a.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern time. We'll see you then. Enjoy all the March Madness, and we'll be back.